Oh, she found blood. She found a blood spot. Where's the deer? Find a deer, Kelsey. Come on.
Find that deer.
Where's it at?
Find that deer.
What is it? What'd you find, Kelsey?
What'd you get? Huh?
What is that?
You find a deer? Huh?
Let's see. All right. Not amazing, but a good place to start. So our target's had a few hole shot in it, but this was our fresh. I put some sticks where there were some holes. So there was one shot right there and one shot right there. Okay.
That one's probably me.
Well, they were both you.
Yeah. Well.
You mean your fault?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go back and shoot 2 more and see if we can get you a little tighter group. Get you dialed in, okay?
Okay.
All right, well, second 2 shots. You had one here and one down there the first time, so now you got one here and one here. So we can consistently say at 150 yards, you're just you're a tad low and a tad right. Not much. I'm gonna make a little bit of adjustment, shoot 2 more, and I bet we'll be good.
Yeah. So, whenever we're hunting and a big deer comes out, hopefully this doesn't end like the first time I shot my first little buck. I was sitting here, I had my finger on the trigger. He was going, "Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot." And I shot because I couldn't hear him because of my earmuffs. So ever since, we've been super cautious about that.
Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel in Houston from Arms Family Homestead, and youth rifle season is upon us. Tomorrow starts the 3-day youth rifle season in Oklahoma. What was the deep breath?
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be a long 3 days. Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully, in theory, we go out in the morning and tag out and be done with youth rifle season. But I got a feeling if we don't kill a buck in the morning, we'll be back tomorrow evening, and then we'll be back Saturday morning, Saturday evening. Not sure about Sunday morning, but we'll be back Sunday evening. We're gonna do what it takes to get a big buck on the ground.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And this guy's the only one that's gonna be hunting during the youth rifle season this year. Emily's not gonna get to hunt rifle season, especially because of, chest surgery, having a rifle shooting, shooting a rifle and that repercussion, the recoil against your shoulder is probably not a good idea for her. She could shoot the crossbow. I'm not going to say she couldn't do that. We'll have to see if we can get any interest out of Emily to deer hunt this year. She's taking it slow and easy, and I'm not going to push her if she doesn't want to hunt.
Slow and easy, what?
Her recovery is going slow and easy. She can't play basketball. She can't play softball. She can go to school and she can go hang out with her friends. Anyways, aside from all that, youth rifle season's a big deal for us every year. It's the first chance in Oklahoma for kids to get in the woods and do some deer hunting with a rifle. And it usually is, we have mixed results in youth rifle season because it depends on the weather. But last night, we had a cold front come in. It was down in the high 30s. And I bet we had 7 or 8 different bucks on different game cameras spread around all the places we hunt. So
that we've never seen before.
It could be interesting over the next few days, huh?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
It's time to kill a deer, buddy.
Yes, it is.
Let's go see if we can find us a big buck. As bright as the moon is, we don't even need a flashlight out here.
No.
It's hard to see on camera, but there's almost enough light you could shoot a deer in the dark.
Yeah.
We would. That's not legal. We wouldn't do that, but
you probably could.
Guess I'll get it. little bit, probably. Just wait till it gets a little bit more light and you can see if you need to go down. I only have one thing to say to you. Kendall Gray would have shot that deer 30 minutes ago. He'd already be headed back home and cooking it by now.
I'm not Kendall. I like big deer.
Kendall shoots the first buck that walks out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. I think they know you're here. I don't know. It's not as cold as it was this morning.
No, nowhere near.
Nowhere near as cold. All right, this morning did not pan out in our favor. Houston was really wanting to shoot a doe, and I was on board with that. But every doe we saw came in on the wrong side of the blind, and Houston couldn't get a shot on him. So, little buck, he was not interested in taking him. We're hunting in a different spot today. We're sitting in a tree stand. You guys almost never see us sit in a tree. I don't know that I've shown sitting in a tree stand in the last 7 or 8 years.
I've never even sat in a tree stand before.
Houston hasn't, but we're not high. We're about 10 feet up in a tree, and the wind is hitting straight in our face. There's 2 or 3 really nice bucks that are using this area, coming through this area. It'll probably get cool this evening before it gets dark, so we're gonna settle in here in a little uncomfortable ladder stand for a couple hours. Better not drop them. Dude, did you call him in with Nutter Butters?
I think I did.
Hey, you should have brought a king-size pack. Maybe you called in a big buck. He don't come and see us, dude. that was close. He's like 5 feet from the base of our tree for a second. What's up with all these little dudes being right in our lap?
I can't see him.
So there's a perfect example. This little buck on the right. It's his first set of antlers. He's 1.5 years old. The second one, if it'll focus, the one that just came out that's a little more red, he's probably a 2.5-year-old deer. So second set of antlers for him. We're looking for a 4-year-old or better. Or maybe a big mature doe, not a fawn.
Yeah.
Something else is coming. Oh, it's another little scrub bug. Yeah, but he runs with a 10 point. Let's go, Wanda. It's gonna get daylight on us. You act like it's cold out there.
Boy, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's how you get some cheese provolone right there.
No need to track that one, Houston.
Nope, but I'm gonna still try to get Kelsey too. We may drag her a little bit just so we can try to get her. Oh, we haven't showed y'all Kelsey tracking yet. We've been working with her. Actually, we worked with her for about... Oh, there's that doe still.
Oh yeah, we didn't spook them off.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, so we know where the deer's at, but we've been working with Kelsey yesterday, tracking deer. So I think we're gonna try to drag it a few yards, probably a little 20 yards or so, and then we'll go back to the house, get her, and then we'll see if she can find it.
Made a perfect shot, all of about 30 yards.
Yeah. I want to say thank the Lord for this. What's crazy about this is hunting is something very special. Nobody on this planet has ever touched this deer before. I'll just say that. And one of the main reasons why we hunt these deer, some of you might get mad about it, but we're providing for our family. This is meat that our family will eat for months now because of this deer right here. And I just want to thank Jesus and my dad.
Come on, Kelsey.
Can't get me.
Kelsey, come on. Let's go find a deer. You gonna go? You gonna go find a deer? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Houston wants to make you a track dog someday, so we got to start working on it. Yeah. Where's the deer, Kelsey? You find a deer? Find a deer.
Find a deer.
Oh, she found blood. She found a blood spot. Where's the deer? Find a deer, Kelsey. Come on.
Find that deer.
Where's it at? Come on, find a deer. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Where's it at?
Where's the deer? You found that deer?
Just let her learn. She's just smelling and learning. Uh-oh. Where's the deer? Come on, Kelsey, find a deer.
Oh, she just pointed.
Where's it at?
Find that deer. Where's that deer, Phil? You found that deer? Where's that deer? Find that deer.
What is it? What'd you find, Kelsey?
What'd you get? Huh?
What is that?
Did you find a deer? Huh? You did such a good job.
Good girl, Kelsey.
Good girl.
Good girl. You found a deer? Did you find a deer? We'll have to put her on some real tracks.
Yeah.
I know this was kind of a setup deal, but we drug her, I don't know, maybe 100 yards. And it's the first real deer Kelsey's ever really been on a track for. It's not the first deer she's seen.
Close.
Yeah, up close, but the
What is it, huh?
we saved some legs and pieces of hide and stuff from deer we harvested last year, but it's been in the freezer for a year. So we've got some fresh deer parts we can use to continue working with her, and I want to put her on a good track or two this year and see if she can actually help us find a deer. I mean, she walked right down the track.
Yeah, she did.
This time, but she could also be smelling our steps too, so that's all right. We're learning. Maybe she'll make a track dog someday.
I think she's already partially one.
All right, we got Houston's little doe field dressed. We're gonna get her back to the house and get her cooled down. But we saved one special part for a special meal. Houston, I think Houston still enjoys eating the heart out of a deer when he kills it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get back after it this evening and see if we can get him on a big buck. Maybe. All right, so you guys know me. You know that deer hunting is ingrained into my DNA. I grew up in the woods, and it's not anything special to me as any more than anybody else. But I grew up a deer hunter. My dad was a diehard deer hunter, and it was just a family tradition. But I've noticed this trend over the last, I don't know, several years, and I'm not talking about anybody specifically in our audience, but just in general. I've noticed this trend on the internet. Maybe it's social media. I don't know. I mean, let's back up a little bit. I'm 40 years old. I almost said 30 something. I'm 40 years old. Grew up hunting on this piece of property specifically in Oklahoma, and it's home. And I grew up watching these deer my entire life. And every state has different rules. Every state has different laws. Every species has different laws. And in Oklahoma, the way I grew up, it's perfectly legal, moral, ethical, everything to go out and bait deer. Growing up, when I was a kid, when I was younger than Houston's age now, a deer hunt meant, if I went deer hunting with my dad, it meant he had gone out into the woods and cut some old 2x4s and nailed them to a tree and made a ladder and went up, and you sat on a limb, and if you were lucky, there was a fork in the tree, and he might nail a 2x6 across there, and you sat on that board. And then you just waited for whatever deer came by. And I can remember, my dad had a lot of big deer on the wall, but I can remember most of the time, Dad shot a 4-point, 6-point, whatever the first buck that walked out was. Shot it, we took it home, and we ate on it. And then things have evolved over time, and then we started getting some deer feeders, and then tree stands were around, but we really didn't hunt out of tree stands much. And as I got to be a teenager, I bought a few tree stands and set in a tree stand or a tripod, and we would plant a little bit of wheat field, just a couple acres of wheat and oats and food plots for the deer. But over the decades, things have evolved, and there's the place we're at now with deer hunting is, it can be anywhere from that old homemade tree stand with 2x4s and nails, which is very dangerous and can get somebody killed in a heartbeat, to very expensive deer stands, to all the way up now. I mean, if you get online and look, you can buy a $10,000 box blind that's got lights and probably AC, and you can hook a TV up in. Matter of fact, Andrew Flair has a big YouTube channel, and that guy does all these challenges, hunting challenges and stuff, and I've seen them take a deer stand and turn it into a man cave where they can sit in there and play PlayStation on TV in a recliner while they're deer hunting. And guess what? That's cool by me. I mean, it's fun. But I've noticed this transition over the years through, maybe it's because of social media. You know, I started out, this very social media channel started out because of hunting videos. I grew up watching guys like Jimmy Houston, who's now our neighbor and personal friend. Watched those guys on TV. There were only 2 or 3 hunting shows out there. And then as I got older and cable became more popular and you had the Outdoor Channel and Sportsman's Channel and Pursuit and all that, all I watched was hunting shows on TV. And after about 5 years of watching those, they were pretty predictable. You knew they were going to come in, they were going to set the scene, show where they were hunting, introduce the characters, and then they were going to go out into the woods, film a few animals, film the leaves, you know, get a few cool money shots, go to a commercial, talk about a product, come back, show a few more deer. Oh, there's a buck. We're going to cut to a commercial, talk about a few more products, come back. Oh, we shoot the buck, and then you get the hero talk, and the show's over. And I decided outdoor TV's too scripted, too fake. There's got to be a better option. And so I started I can do this myself. I can make a YouTube channel and I can do it. And it really was about my kids. It was about Houston, or not Houston, it was about Weston at the time. But Weston, Emily, and then eventually Houston. But I wanted to make these hunting videos because I thought I could do a better job than TV, which turns out it was very difficult to do that good of a job at telling the story and painting the whole picture. But we could go out and I could take Weston and you can go back and look on our channel. The beginnings, the roots of our channel were in hunting videos. I've got almost probably every animal that my kids' game species that they've ever harvested is on this YouTube channel in the early years and all the way through. Hunting is who we are. But it's evolved over time. And things have changed. The way I videos changed, the way I hunt's changed. But I see all these posts that are on Facebook and comments on different things on Facebook groups, and you know, when you're into whatever it is, whatever hobby you're into, when you look at it on the internet, they feed you more of it. So if you're into deer hunting and you get on Facebook, that's what's going to pop up. And it's just disgraceful to see the number of hunters that put other hunters down, the other sportsmen who are out here putting other sportsmen down. Because listen, as long as a guy's going out and doing things legal, that's fine. But you see, somebody will go out and they'll make a post of a deer they killed, and the comments just go brrrr, of people going, well, that's not really hunting. You bought that hunt. That's not a real hunt. Or you were hunting over a deer feeder. That's not hunting. Or you used a rifle with a scope. I mean, listen, we're not in the Stone Age, guys. You don't have to go out here and make a bow from a tree and, you know, twist your own sinew from the backstrap of a buffalo and make your own arrows and make your own broadheads to call it hunting. And that's what's tough, is seeing sportsmen put other sportsmen down. If you want to go out with a longbow that you made yourself and harvest a deer, that's incredible. That's awesome. If you want to go out there with a crossbow or a compound bow and do that, that's awesome too. But then the longbow guy shouldn't be over here going, well, you crossbow guys, that's unsportsmanlike. You can't do that. You shouldn't be able to do that, or that shouldn't be legal. It's frustrating to see the number of sportsmen that are tearing each other down in our own world. And I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here. I'm not. It's just hard to sit back and watch and see somebody go out with their kids, and if they sit in a really nice fancy box blind that's insulated, and they have a really expensive feeder in a 10-acre food plot, and the deer come out and a kid shoots this deer, and then other people put them down for it. Other hunters, other sportsmen put them down for it. That's somebody out there taking their kids, introducing them to the outdoors, or even if it's the dad that kills it, I don't care. As long as it's legal in the state they're in, ethical, I don't have a problem with it. And I don't understand why so many sportsmen, so many hunters are tearing each other down for the same sport that they love. You know, if you're a purist and you want to go out here and make your own bow and make your own arrows, man, more power to you. That's awesome. But don't get mad at the next guy who lives down the street who may not have the same passion that you have, or may not have the same amount of time to devote to it, and he goes to Academy and buys a crossbow shoots it 5 times and goes and harvests a deer and takes that deer home and feeds his family. He's no different than the purist with the self-made, bow or whatever it is. It's just, it bleeds over into fishing too. You get guys that are, when it comes to electronics on a boat, and the difference in the guy out here in a little John boat that's catfishing, getting mad at the guy that's in a $100,000 bass boat with $20,000 worth of electronics on there and says, that's not fishing. Guys, you're doing the same sport. I can't fathom it. I can't understand how so many people feel like they have a right to tell someone else they can't do that when it's perfectly legal. We're not all going to go out here and make our own bow and then hike up into the mountains 12 miles and sleep in a tent on the ground for 3 days and harvest a deer, cut it all up right there, and then spend 3 days getting out of there. That's not for everybody. And that's not every deer hunt. So some folks only have access to public land and get to hunt 3 days a year. So they're going to take every advantage of that opportunity that they can to get in there and harvest a deer as easily as possible. I can't wrap my brain around how so many guys and gals out there have to put other people down for what they're doing that's perfectly legal. You know what I mean? Hunting it doesn't have to be a competition. Now we can go see who can kill the biggest buck. We can go see who can catch the biggest bass, whatever it is. But just because you are one of those folks that likes to do it the way you could have done it 150, 200 years ago, where you don't have a place where it's legal to bait deer in, doesn't mean it's unethical or immoral for the next guy to do it in another state. And when I take my kids hunting, my goal is to teach them about the outdoors, to teach them how to provide food for their family in the future, and to teach them just to love the sport of hunting and to appreciate the animals around them and appreciate nature around them and all of the beauty that God has created around them. You know what I mean? It's not about just going out and killing a deer. Houston absolutely loves to kill a deer. That is, he's just at that age in his life. Right now, everybody goes through these cycles as a hunter. You go through cycles. It's like a continuum, When you start out, you want to kill as many deer as you can because it's just the thrill of the hunt. But as you grow older and as you mature, it becomes less about the harvest and more about the experience and then the food that hits your table. And that's what I want to teach my kids. I don't want to teach my kids or anyone else that's even a viewer that it's shameful for someone to go out there and buy a bag of corn and dump it on the ground so that when they go hunting, they can see deer for a longer period of time. They can actually get out there and watch the animals for a longer amount of time while they're sitting in the woods, because they may only be able to do it 2 or 3 times a season. I don't know. That's my 2 cents, my ramble for the day. I kind of go on these tangents sometimes, but I just see it all over the internet. And it's not, it happens in our comments, don't get me wrong, but that's not what I'm addressing. I'm just addressing the fact that all these hunters and all these fishermen out here we're all fighting to keep the same rights that we can go out and hunt and fish and provide for our family. And then we turn around and we're putting each other down because someone else is not doing it the way they're doing it. And guys, there's a reason we don't all drive a 1986 beast van everywhere we go, because we have options. Some folks like a van like that. Some folks like a BMW. Some folks like an old beat up Ford pickup. And some folks like a brand new 1-ton dually King Ranch deluxe package, everything. And people fight over that too. I don't know. So there you have it. That's 1 deer for the freezer for our family, and probably many more to come this season. Listen, I enjoy documenting the process of our outdoor experience, bringing what we're blessed to experience, just like this creek. We're very blessed, and I love to share it with you guys. Not everyone has the same opportunities and the same skills and the same desires as we do. but so many people enjoy us just bringing you along for the process. And I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you being there for it. And I know not everyone, we don't all have the same ideas, and we don't agree on everything, but deer hunting is a big part of our life here, and it's become a big part of our channel over the years. And as you can see, I think Houston's starting to see there's more to it than just getting up and going out and shooting a deer. I don't think anything could make me more proud than hearing him talk about and appreciate the harvest of an animal the way he did this morning. You know, that makes me very proud as a parent. And I think he's getting to an age where he starts to understand there's a life there. That deer is a living, breathing creature. After he shot that doe, the other two that were with her kind of hopped off into the woods and came back out, and they stayed around for a half hour or better. And I didn't video a lot of it, but they went over to the other deer and they knew something wasn't right. They knew that deer was not alive anymore, you know. So, and it pulls at his heartstrings, and that's good. I don't want to raise a kid that just goes out there just to shoot a deer. It hits the ground, they take a picture, and then that's the end of it. I think Houston's at 12 years old is starting to see the bigger picture, and I hope that comes across to you guys too. So we're not gonna shame each other for getting out here and all pursuing the same passions in a different way. You know, I'm not gonna get out here and put down another hunter because they took advantage of the opportunity they had. So anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know, it just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.